Hello guys, Spidey is back with another video. So in previous video we seen about a deep Flappy Bird game, a game which playing by AI. So if you have not watched that video, so then playlist link in the description. So just go and watch that video. So now in this video I'm talking about image classification. So for doing image classification we have more options, like we can do this thing with TensorFlow easily. But in this video I'm talking about we are going to do image classification using support vector machine algorithm. So how you can do this thing? So I'm showing you from the scratch. So let's start. So first of all, you need to have a data set. So you need to have image data set of cat and dog. So just go to Google and search cat and dog data set. You will find a Kaggle link. Download that data set. So in that data set, there are almost 15,000 images for cat and 15 to 17,000 images for dog. So I'm talking about technically SVM is a good algorithm for machine learning, but in this case these images are the very tough thing to implement. For that to implement all the images, we can choose a deep learning in TensorFlow with convolutional neural network. We can do this thing, but I want to implement this thing with machine learning. So images should be less. So I have deleted most of the images, and around I have taken 500 plus images for each class. So you can see in my training data I have 525 images from cat and 527 images for dog. So this is we can say this is a very small data set, but in deep learning we can choose all of the images, so it will take too much time. Even we can implement this all the images using SVM, but it takes too much time, and at the end we will not get the better accuracy and better protection. So but we can implement this thing with SVM also. If you have a images data set with around you have almost 200 or 300 images, then you can choose deep learning. But instead of deep learning, machine learning algorithm is the best if you have smaller data set. So you can use the SVM algorithm. Even you can use decision tree, but in this video I am showing you about SVM. So from the scratch, let's see how it works. So I have created Jupyter notebook. So with this file we can do all the things. So first of all, in the my directory I have created one the folder cat dog classification. Now in the folder I have created one folder animal which contain our data set. In that folder we have subfolder, in there is a cat and there is a dog. So in this cat folder there will be a cat images, and dog in that dog folder there will be dog images. So what I did, first of all, my notebook contains C drive path. So we have to change the path. So I just use os.chdir. So I need to change path of the my working directory. So my working directory is this. So now I want to tell you another thing. Now we can see these all outputs are we are getting in the our Jupyter notebook. But if we are talking about marketplace and application, we cannot show this Jupyter notebook to our clients. We have to implement this algorithm, this strategy to some application or some website. So guys, this video is the part one of a machine learning algorithm, how to implement do this thing. But in part two, I will show how you can implement this thing in a one Python application. So stay continuous and do subscribe this channel. I will show how you can implement this machine learning into real life application. So don't forget to subscribe. I will show this thing in part two. So now focus on the part one. So we have imported most of useful library NumPy for mathematical calculation, sklearn from SVM algorithm, then skimage for image manipulation technique. So let's see. So I have created one function. So now this function, what will it do? So it will get the images from folder, and automatically it takes the images and label. So let's understand what is this thing. So you can see for these cat images, what is the label? Label is the cat. So this is the label. This folder name is our label. Okay. and these all are the images which is available in the folder. This is our data set, means this is our data. So in this function, I have just did the thing in this for loop. I have iterate one images per one images by one image, and that, and after that I have created one three list. One is for images, second is for a flat data, and third is the for target. Target means what? Target means our label. After that, flat data means what? Actually we are using a flatten layer. There is a flatten layer function which is present in SK image. So what it will do, it will get the functions, function means parameter of the image in one layer, and it will store in the list. So you can see there is a let's understand by image. If I am opening this, I am showing this you all the images. So there is a one pattern in dog images. You can see there is a pattern different. There is a pattern of dog and there will be a pattern of a cat. Both pattern will be different. So what I am doing, just I am storing that pattern with this flatten layer, and I will store this into our flat data. So in this list, after that, for each and every image there is one label, like this image is for dog, this image is for the cat, like this. So I will store that label in this list, and after that I will store the images array in this images list. So just I am doing nothing for this for loop. I am appending those things. After that, with the bunch is provided by sklearn. I will just define data is equal to flat data. So flat data will be our x, simple. And target means what? Target means our label. So target means what? Our this is y. Target means our label, and images means images, which is like all these images are our images. It contains just images file. Description, it's just nothing. For a description I have just given a description means animal classification using SVM. It mean nothing, just for a description. So this function will return these five things. Okay, so after that I have to give the path, because this function takes only path. So in this image dataset, I have written load image file. This is I am calling the function, and I have given the my dataset path. So my dataset present in animal directory. So I have given the path, and after the given the path, just I want to check the target names. Means I want to check the labels. So according to this folder, we get the two label, cat and dog, which is stored in our list. Okay, so now it's time to the training and testing. So obviously training and testing is the most important thing. So there is a one module train test plate which is available in sklearn. You don't need to do anything, just we have to define x train, x test, y train, y test. Then we have to feed our data, means x. So image data set means this thing, image data set dot data. So image data set dot data means this flattened data will be our x. After that, image data set dot target means our target means what? Our target means our label. So our label will be y. After that, we have different test size 0.3. 30% in the testing and 70% sorry 30% in the testing and 70% in the training. I choose a random state 109. You can choose, but most of the time I will choose a random state 0, so it will be 0. So let's see, I am run from the starting once again. So it takes too much time, so I'm not running, because it takes around 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm not running, just showing you. After that, there is a function svm. Svm is a one kind of algorithm. So from sklearn you have to import svm.svc. Svc means support vector classifier. Now in the svm there is a kernel technique. If you don't know deep, so there is a lots of research paper, you can read it. So what I have to, I am using grid search CV, because I don't know which kernel technique will be useful for my data set. So I am defining C means our parameters and kernel in one dictionary, and grid search CV use the each and every kernel with different types of parameter, and choose the kernel and parameter which is the best for my data set, which is the best for my algorithm. So after running, you can see my algorithm is fitted. So it chosen kernel is equal to linear. So according to our grid search CV, linear kernel is the best for this algorithm. But let's see what it will do. So at the end, I given in prediction I given my test data set. Now I want to print my score. So even actually you can see my machine learning score means our accuracy is very low, 0.62. So according to me, SVM is the not best algorithm for this, but we can choose a different kernel also. But it's nothing. Just I am showing you. You can implement different kernel and different parameters also. But good thing is that I am getting a very good result in this model. I'm not saying this is the best, but I'm still getting a good result. SVM is a powerful algorithm, but even images is very more because I have 500 plus images. We need to implement deep learning for this task, but still we are doing because now lots of people will if this is not useful, then why we are doing? Because we need to learn what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning. I want to tell you this thing, why we need to use deep learning in the market, because we have already machine learning, then why we need the deep learning. So this is the reason. So let's see ahead. So we got the 0.62 accuracy. Now let's see our classification report. So let's see our value: precision, recall, f1 score, support. So we get very less. Now let's see confusion matrix, even our confusion matrix. So let's see totally wrong prediction is like 66 plus 53. So almost 119, 119 prediction are actually wrong. So and by other thing is okay. So my result is not much accurate, but still we are trying. So let's see ahead. It's okay. I will try with different parameters. But okay, so let's see ahead because it will take time. So already my video is recording. Even I can choose the different parameter or different kernel technique. So according to me, linear kernel technique is not good. We have to choose a different kernel technique like gamma or any other RBF. It's okay. So let's see ahead. So now we have to test on the random images. So I have created one function which will do the same thing, which is provided in this function. So this is a smaller function. So what we are it this function required what images. So our dimension is 104 which is defined at training time. So with a PIL I am opening image file. After opening image file, I have created empty list for flat data. Now I am once again reading this file using SK image. I will tell the reason, because with this PIL I will open the image in the graph, and this with this SK image opening I will give this image to our model. After that I am resizing, and once again I am giving this flatten layer to our test images. So with this flatten layer it will return me two things: images and flat data. So once again I am running this. So now I'm giving you random images. So I'm just let's see what the random images I have. So I have downloaded this all the images from the internet. So just I need to give a path of so I'm calling this function and I'm giving the path 4.jpg, which is like this is images for the cat. So what it will do for this 4.jpg, it will choose the features mean and give it to a model. Mean it return me flat data and image. So PLT comma IMG. So in IMG there will be flattened data and there is a image. Means I want to plot this image also. So that's why I used PIL here. You can see I used PIL because I want to plot my this image. Okay. So let's run. If you did not get this thing, then I'm explaining you. So I want to label, so a label is stored in target names. So now I am predicting my image. So clf.predict, clf is our classifier which is svm. So the clf predicting this image which I provided for .jpg. After that I used list comprehension. So what it will return, let's understand you just example. There is a cat, just I am explaining the thing. There will be dog. Okay, so this prediction return me a number 0 or 1. So let's assume that for a cat there is a 0 and dog there is a 1, but actually it returns me this result in one list. So I have to convert that list into string, and after the string conversation I will provide this string as a indexing of this our particular means this our label list. So it will give me a correct result. So I hope you get this thing. So let's erase it and once again see. So we got the result prediction. Okay, I think this is this cat. Because I have used older code, so just need to change it. Predicted animal is cat. Okay, so now I want to there is almost 9 images, so I want to test on the all of the images. So I'm just using globe library. I'm using for loop. So in this folder it will iterate of this folder one by one. So let's see, I'm running this once again. So you can see, oh, there is a issue once again here. So there is a my mistake. Sometimes I copy the older code but forget to change the things here. Once again I'm running. So predictor animal is cat. Once again predictor animal is cat. You can see this is the cat. Now predictor animal is dog. Once again you can see predictor animal is dog, animal is dog. So this is the you get still we are getting the good result. So now at the end I am showing you one other thing. Now actually the thing is that you will get the result until this ipynb file is running. But what the thing will happen if I turn off the my laptop, then my all the training and all the working model will be go into the memory. Means this model is the not permanently saved, it is in still our still in available in our memory. So now I want to, if I want to store my model, so I have to use pickle library. Pickle will store the our trained model as a .pkl file. So just you have to choose the name. So now I am just giving name classifier, because every time you open you need to train this model again, and every time you will get a different accuracy. So you need to save your model into your production. So after in part 2 I will show how you can this model in your production. Means production means in your real-time application, because to your client, if you want to show something your client, then you will not, you can't show this ipynb file and python code to some client. You need to have some website, or you need to have some python application, Tkinter application to show your work. So I in part 2 I will show how you can implement this machine learning model in Python in your real Python application. So I'm showing you this model, so you can see model is stored in this classifier.pickle. So now my training and my model is stored in this folder. So in part 2 I will show real-time application of this. So until that, don't forget to subscribe the channel. I will back with part 2. So like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay happy. Always do a code. Thank you for listening me.